As of last week, it's been 4 years since the official reveal trailer was released for Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been covering this game on this channel pretty much ever since then. It's actually pretty crazy to me because sometimes I'll go back to a BG3 video from 3 or 4 years ago, and I'll be able to recognize a name in the comment section of someone who still comments on my videos or streams to this day. Huge shout out to all of you who have been here since before early access even launched. So as most of you are aware, we're getting pretty dang close now to the official launch of Baldur's Gate 3 on August 31st of this year. And to be honest with you, this is a really exciting time for myself, also a bit stressful, but I'll talk a little bit about that more later, from both a player's perspective and also a business perspective. Now, the main point of this video is to give you all an idea as to what to expect from the channel when BG3 releases, because it's always been my goal to be a source that you can count on for all types of content for this game. But I do want to note here that I am going to ramble a bit in this video as I explain things, probably a bit more than some of you are interested in. So as always, there will be chapter markers below. Actually, you can just read the chapter markers and leave the video if that's really what you want to do. So I've been covering RPGs with a focus on Baldur's Gate 3 for quite a while now. I've done pretty much every type of content that you can think of for this game, and the game's not even officially out yet. When I look back at my YouTube journey, which has technically been 12 years long, about 5 of that being gaming content, Baldur's Gate 3 is really what I see though, and I very clearly remember the days when I was working an extremely labor-intensive job out in the hot sun all day. I'd get home around 5 or 6 p.m. and open up the player's handbook half asleep, and I'd study that son of a bitch because I was so dedicated to getting a good solid understanding of 5th edition D&D, specifically so I could make BG3 YouTube videos. So yeah, this game means a lot to me on so many different levels. Even if by some rare chance it doesn't live up to the hype, I still will always have a fond memory of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I do want to preface with letting you all know that I am a one-man team here. Actually, I don't want to say that because the moderators on this channel have been a huge help to me in terms of helping to keep this community as a very nice, pleasant place. So big thank you to all of the mods. What I was referring to, though, when I say that I'm a one-man team is more so in terms of making content and handling the business side of things. So the research, the script writing, the editing, the thumbnails, the titles, descriptions, marketing, negotiations with sponsors, the research into sponsors, etc. This job isn't rocket science by any means, but it can be a ton of work, and there's only so much time in the day. On top of that, as many of you are aware, I also stream a bit on this channel right here on YouTube, and I do plan on continuing to do that for the foreseeable future, which includes for Baldur's Gate 3. But it's important to note that streaming does take time away from other things on the channel, and this is why you don't really typically see a ton of full-time video creators also consistently streaming, and vice versa. Most full-time streamers don't make that many videos unless they are videos that use clips from their live streams, or videos that are just much lower in production value and time spent needed to create them. So let's get into the content that you should expect right here on this channel. And we're going to start off with guides, of course. I will absolutely be doing a full beginner's guide series for this game, and hopefully I'll get access to the full game a little bit early, and that way I can have a non-spoiler guide series ready to launch onto the tube right when you all get your hands on the official release. I will be explaining the terminology, explaining the very basics of all the game's mechanics, combat tips, mistakes to avoid, and the list goes on. I'm also planning on doing a class guide for every single class in the game, and of course a few videos helping you also choose your class and race before you begin your adventure. Now, the official class guides that I'll be doing will be different from my build videos, as the class guides will focus more on explaining everything and what all of the choices that you're presented with mean and lead to. The build guides, which I'm personally more excited to make, will be a bit more advanced in their nature, and I won't be explaining what every single little thing means. More so, I'll be showing you a really cool way and path to build your character, and also showing examples of why it's such a badass build. So expect a beginner's guide series going over the basics of the game in its entirety, expect a class guide for every class in the game, and also expect plenty of build videos. And some of these builds actually may be even more RP focused over making, the strongest build possible. Another type of guide that I will do, I just won't be as focused on doing these ones as the other guides that I just talked about, and that is guides for winning certain boss encounters or guides for solving puzzles in the game. I do want to reiterate, though, once again, that I'm just one person here, and think about it. You can only have a party of 4 in this game, and to do a true guide, you should probably reach max level with that class and character. So if I'm going to cover all 12 classes or so, that's at least 3 separate runs. And also, if there's no respec in the game to change your subclass later on in the game, because we don't know what Larian's going to do with that yet, well then I got to do almost an entirely new run just to learn a different subclass, and there's going to be a lot of subclasses in this game. As one person, that takes a really long time. That's not even including the putting the video together and editing part. I currently don't have an editor. I spend so much time editing my videos and I take so much pride in them, especially like the lore videos. It's just hard for me to hire out for that process, not to mention it also costs money. So don't expect a class guide every day of the week like you might see some of the bigger, more corporation-style channels do that are able to mass produce as they hire out for almost every aspect of the video, including sometimes hiring people to play and level characters. Now, there's nothing wrong with those channels or videos as long as they present good information, but as a single YouTuber and one who tries to value time outside of sitting in front of my computer, I have a lot of family that I care greatly about, that I help take care of, and things of that nature, you just can't compete with that. Moving on from guides and builds, I'm excited and a little bit nervous to announce that for the first time in my YouTube career, I'm going to be doing a Let's Play series. The reason why I've stayed away from this type of content up to now is because it's simply just not a great way to grow a channel for like 99.9% of people. Typically, I find that the easier it is to do a certain type of content, the harder it tends to be to grow off of that content. And this, of course, makes sense because everybody and their mother is doing the easier type of content on YouTube, and it's almost impossible to stand out when you're in such a saturated market. With a Let's Play series, you kind of turn the game on, turn on your microphone, and you play the game. Granted, it does take a decent chunk of time exporting and uploading, etc., but it's generally just not that hard to do unless you're someone who puts on an act during your Let's Play for entertainment value, which I'm personally not interested in doing. For my Let's Play for Baldur's Gate 3, I want to experience the game, talk a little bit as I play, not to the point of where it's like a live stream, but it's also not going to be a no commentary run. And first and foremost, I want to enjoy the full game for the first time. I'm going to upload this Let's Play series into episodes, probably ranging from 30 minutes to maybe upwards to 2 hours or so, depending on the content in that episode and where I find is a good stopping point in the game. As of right now, I would expect at least 1 Let's Play episode per day, but I may even push that to 2. And this makes me really nervous because I'm going to be uploading a ton of other content for the game as well, such as all of the guides. And I do very much worry that I may be pushing the algorithm a little bit too hard here to the point of where my videos may stop getting recommended. Right now, I upload typically 2 to 3 videos a week, and with this Let's Play series, it could be 2 to 3 times a day. With that said, I'm still going to give it a try, and I'm genuinely excited to do this. Very rarely do I get to just play and enjoy a game offline. Granted, I'll probably still be taking notes for future videos, etc., and stressing myself out over stuff like that while I'm playing, but overall, this is something that I don't get to do that often, and honestly, I've worked at this channel for a really long time, and for so many hours, and I almost feel like I deserve to finally be able to do some easier type of content. But then again, if it fails and screws up my channel, well, I've done effed up and kind of messed up a period of time that's supposed to be the pinnacle of my channel, but hey, life goes on, right? So yeah, I'm happy to announce the Let's Play series. I really hope that some of you will follow along with it. And on a similar topic, a few weeks down the line, or maybe even a month or two, I want to start a walkthrough series. And this will differ from the Let's Play because the walkthrough is going to be focused on showing you things such as how to defeat bosses, pointing out secret areas, showing you how to get all the achievements and things of that nature. The Let's Play series is just going to be me enjoying the game and not really focusing on teaching or explaining things. So yeah, I would say tentatively right now expect a walkthrough series of the game, but a little bit later down the line. Now the Let's Play series, especially if I get the game a little bit earlier as a review copy, will of course allow me to do an initial impressions review pretty quickly, and also a full game review. If I complete the game before it officially launches, I'll just scrap the initial impressions review and I'll release a non-spoiler full game review on the day that the embargo lifts. So yes, expect a review, and actually I'll also probably do a more in-depth review that has spoilers in it as well, but that will be a little bit later down the line. And in that review, I'll be able to talk about the exact things that I liked and I didn't like. So if the ending of the game or one of the endings of the game really sucks, like I'll be able to get really specific in that later on review. And along the same lines, I'll also likely drop a few feedback videos such as QOL improvements and things of that nature, and things that you guys point out in the comment section and also on the Discord server. Now, news videos will of course always be a thing on this channel, and I'll definitely make sure to do a video whenever we get an update on the game or whenever Larian announces something, etc. News videos are loved by the algorithm when you've built a community around a game, and frankly, they're a lot less time consuming to make than most other types of content, so I got you all for all that good stuff. And this brings us into one of my favorite topics, lore. If you're not aware, I do have an ongoing lore series for Baldur's Gate 3, bringing us up to the launch of the game, and this series is designed to help you establish a foundation of D&D knowledge, or Forgotten Realms knowledge, should I say. So when you play the game, you'll understand things that are going on around you much, much better. After the game launches, though, the lore videos that I will do will be more so focused on in-game events and characters and trying to explain these events and why they may have occurred. So less general Forgotten Realms lore and more so focused lore on things that we encounter in Baldur's Gate 3 itself. Another type of video content that I plan on doing is what if videos, meaning I might make a video that's titled, "What if I don't save XX character?" Or perhaps a video such as, "You should blow up this building in the city because." Or maybe even a video titled, "You should really kill Astarion or Helsin because then this happens." Oh my god, how many subscribers did I just lose? Types of videos where I show you what happens when you do things, because in Baldur's Gate 3, as many of us are aware, there's so many different ways that you can handle different situations with so many different outcomes. And the vast majority of you all will never know what would happen if you did something a different way because you don't have the time to play the game like I might. I want to try out all of these ways and share my findings with you. On top of all this, like I briefly mentioned earlier, I will be live streaming quite a bit, and I'll also probably be modifying my schedule a little bit from what it is right now, but I'll be sure to keep you all updated. I've also been thinking about branching out to a few other live streaming platforms, with YouTube of course still being my focus and where the majority of my community will probably always be. But having all my eggs in one basket like I pretty much do right now, if something were to happen to my YouTube account, whatever that may be, I don't have a job and I don't have a way to really reach people or put out content anywhere else because I don't really have a following in many other places. So I am considering that, but I will let you guys know, of course, if I do go on some other platforms. I won't be leaving YouTube. I would just be probably multi-streaming to multiple platforms at one time. If you'd like to help me out a little bit with that, I do have a Twitter and an Instagram. I don't really post that much, but you know, having a way to reach people when things change or whatever makes me feel a little bit better. And of course, I do have a Discord server. The link is below in the video description. The Discord server is quite active, including myself over there, so feel free to join. We have a great community. And yeah, that's pretty much the game plan for Baldur's Gate 3 and the WolfheartFPS channel. If you guys have any ideas as to what type of content you would like to see me do, make sure to put those below in the video comments. Very, very exciting time. I gotta say, the prolonged early access period for Baldur's Gate 3, well, most of us are okay with it because we want the best game that we can get, and the longer that they need to do it usually means the game is going to be better. It doesn't end up being rushed. But this also allowed me to really develop my skills as a content creator. So now that we're getting close to the launch, I feel much more confident in myself and the type of content that I can produce for you guys. It's going to be a pretty overwhelming time because there's only so much time in the day, and I know that when I'm playing all day and then I'm making video content and script writing and editing even longer than I'm playing, it's just going to be from morning to night, just nonstop on my computer, which is a little bit stressful to think about, but it's okay because I've been working my entire channel's growth for this moment, and I'm going to take advantage of it, and I can't wait to put out some content. I'll catch you guys in the next one.